Welcome to week one of Body Recomp, and we're going to be discussing womb wellness today. Okay, it's your girl, Sister Soul, with two L's, the Cosmic Euphoric Goddess, and the L stands for Lessons in Love. For me, wellness began the moment I stopped trying to control my life and started listening to my body. It was a journey, okay, but at one point, it's like I surrendered to myself. Womb wellness isn't just about the physical womb, it's about creativity, intuition, emotion, and the nervous system. It's a space where we learn to feel safe within ourselves. For so long, I went with the belief that women's womb are were only for bleeding and reproducing. And I hit a point in my life where reproduction was off the table due to a diagnosis, and that hurt me. I felt stripped of my womanhood because of my lack of wisdom on my womb about being a woman, because it's not really taught. They have all these different birth controls and shots and medications for women in controlling their bodies, but they have no real classes or anything to put teenagers through that are going through woman changes. And when you get older, there's no real, we don't get catered to in that way, the ways we deserve to, which is why it's important for me to share all that I've learned in my journey as I still continue to grow, and to create spaces that honor women, and all of them, not just the parts that society sees fit and that are good and suitable to their extent, or not extent, but to their standard. But for us to feel safe in our bodies, existing exactly for who we are and what we are, because we are some powerful ass beings. Like, women are so freaking magical and mystical, and that is why they don't want us to know about who we truly are. That's why they don't want us to know about our womb. But guess what? We're going to learn about it anyway. We're not choosing to go over the mountain when there's a door, a passageway to go through it. You get what I'm saying? We deserve to live an easy life, a life where our bodies feel safe, a life where we're not running off of burnout, a life where we're not forcing, and just simply being and existing. So let's chat as we recap my week one of Body Recomp. Wow, we had a surprise visitor during the lunar eclipse.
Welcome back, welcome back. I'm happy to be back. Hey, yes, round of applause. We are springing forward, guys. Okay, I needed this winter time for me. Uh,
Now, I told y'all I love me a good template, y'all. This is my week. This is how I plan out my week. For my power hours, I have this system called Power Hours that we can get into, and it works for me. I have my own curriculum. I have my own schedule, and as I am feeling, I'm respecting how I feel right now. My body needs time. Oh, 11:11 on the clock. My body needs time to rest. And there's things I still must get done. So I'm moving and flowing as I go, and I'm doing what I can. I am still doing my workout today for Body Recomp, but as a soul led, you know, being, I move based off how my body feels. I respect my temple. It's my altar. So however I'm feeling, I honor it, and then I rest first instead of trying to push and work from burnout. That's something that's helped me a lot, and that's something that I'm going to be going over in the collective, the group I'll be telling y'all about pretty soon. But yeah, I just wanted to share because it's so important to have systems and things that work for you. And I'm one of those people where the discipline isn't a problem. And I really altered my brain from discipline to devotion. So I live a devotional life. You get what I'm saying? Um, these things that I'm doing are pouring back into me, which essentially is pouring into everything else. So I do what I can and I flow as I do, and with no pressure. I do self evaluate, and I just make sure I get things done. You get what I'm saying? I make sure that I'm still looking out for myself regardless, instead of putting it off. Just do what I can and move from there, because you can work 30 minutes at a time when you're not feeling your best, and it that time still adds up. You get what I'm saying? Essentially. So it's all about flowing and not forcing. And at the moment I am having a period where I'm feeling a little bit more energized, so I'm about to get some things done, put on my timer for my power hour, and wherever I stop at, that's where I'll end for that moment. And I didn't expect to talk, so I did not mic up, but we're gonna see how this sounds. Okay, okay. All right, we got some boiled eggs and a grapefruit with a pinch. I put some Himalayan salt in here, and then I got Himalayan salt and some black pepper, and we're watching the live action Mulan because I never seen it. All right, now we're having some sourdough with some almond butter, creamy almond butter with some honey. I got this brand, hold on. I got this brand from Trader Joe's. Really good. Now, me going to the military straight out of high school, honey, I was so like driven. I had so much drive because there was a lot of pressure being the oldest daughter. And I grew up in sports. I grew up dancing in musical theater, in chorus. I did everything, right? So I was used to routine. I was used to practice. I was used to constructive criticism. I was used to honesty. My mom's a Gemini, so I was used to being told bluntly what's going on. um, so it was all about discipline. As you can hear, I had a lot of discipline. Discipline was never really an issue for me. Getting up and practicing wasn't an issue for me. It became an issue because I had a deeper calling that I knew I needed to answer. And that made me realize that pushing harder and working harder and being stronger wasn't really the answer. My body was asking for something completely different, and that was devotion. Devotion to my nervous system, devotion to rest, devotion to movement that actually honors where I am at. And that's how I ended up on such a beautiful wellness journey, with me growing my connection to God, the universe, spirit, the divine, whatever name you choose to call source. I had to, like I said before in the last video, mind, body, and soul, babes. Mind, body, and soul. So I couldn't show up in the gym but neglect my mind. I couldn't show up in the gym and then not, rest my body enough. I couldn't say I wanted to be a boss and then not honor my own schedule and keep sacrificing the things that I needed to do to show up for other people. And I had to accept, me being spiritually gifted and, being neurodivergent and honoring that. As you can see in this clip, I have multiple journals. Like I'm very, being multifaceted and someone that likes organization because I need it. Like I really need it. Like I have organized chaos. Okay. I have all these journals, but every journal is literally organized. I have one for budget, one for wellness, one for creativity, one for business. And I'll use Notion, I use Pages, I use Excel. I use it all. And just as I use all the tools that are, the physical tools, I use the spiritual ones too. You get what I'm saying? I feel like God put everything here for us. It's accessible for us, and we use what resonates for us and we keep pushing, right? So, with me saying all of that, that part of me, this part of me couldn't exist with the nervous system I had before. It couldn't exist with me trying to be so hard on myself and trying to prove points when there were no points to prove. I had already proven everything to myself. Everything I said I'll do, I always do it. You get what I'm saying? And that's from showing up for other people, now showing up for myself, and creating and really just channeling all the beautiful energy that has always been inside of me, but now I see for myself. And with reconnecting to my womb and my body and returning home to myself, I'm not looking to be on this strict plan because that's what everybody's saying I need. No, I'm realizing, damn, I put the time in the military, and I am actually living the life of my, like, I am able to rest and slow down and build something that I've been envisioning since a kid, and do it with ease and grace, and do it in a way that is best for me rather than what other people feel is suitable or what makes sense. I'm not living a life that is supposed to make sense to everyone. You just gonna have to see it. Like, I've surrendered, and I've given God the control, and I've given myself a chance to truly live and be and exist and be loved by seeing life, seeing the things that I do for myself, and my connection to God as devotion. And I love that for me. Now, I was talking in this video, but then I realized I wanted to listen to my affirmations instead of talking, which is why now I'm doing the voiceover instead. But if you guys haven't listened to my podcast already, go check that out since we're here. I'm getting used to, putting myself out there, like I said, and allowing myself to be seen. My podcast is called Cruise Control Convos with Sister Soul, and we have conscious conversations about living, healing, honoring self, and learning how to grieve and alchemize. We talk about everything, okay? We are literally just channeling conscious conversations. Literally. And I'm even grateful for that, because it takes a lot of courage, to be able to become the change you want to see. I will say that, like, I know that people feel like it's so much easier said than done, when in all reality, I feel like showing up was much easier than me continuing to say that I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and putting myself in this emotional roller coaster simply because I was afraid of what the other side of everything I've been praying for looked like for me. Like, seriously, I was afraid of, damn, now I'm treating myself better. And I know these people that's in my life really ain't treating me the best. So that means they gonna have to go when I raise the standard. Like, it's really one of those things where you're kind of sometimes scared to know better, because at that point you have to do better. You ask for the signs, you get the signs, and now it's like, damn, now I gotta move. Yes, babe, you gotta move, and honor that. And don't be afraid to allow yourself to grieve as you transition, because even though things weren't the best, it's still something that you were used to. Learning my body's rhythms changed everything. As I said before, learning to honor my cycle and learning to honor the shift in my energy, throughout the month, throughout the different womb phases. As mentioned before, we have our menstrual phase where we bleed, which is called the winter. We have our follicular phase, which is our spring. We have our ovulation phase, which is another popular thing we're taught. And then we have our not follicular, our luteal phase, where we're slowing down and preparing our body to shed and release. And this allowed me to plan my weeks accordingly, plan out what things I was going to do, what events that I would make it to, what connections and collabs I'll do on this week, and how much business, how many business tasks I'll get done. Like, it allowed me to really see everything in front of me, and it naturally, I know what days where I'm going to be super productive, and I know when I'm meant to be softer and more calm and, rest more. And both are productive when you're living in alignment with your body. Our body is the first altar we'll ever know, okay? The body is a temple. The way we move, nourish, and speak to ourselves becomes a reflection of how we experience life. If you feel like life is always whooping your ass, are you assisting it in the ass whooping? Like, be for real. Are you hydrating? Are you eating properly? Are you saying no?
All
Are you
right, y'all.
showing
It is
up?
9:54. I am back from the gym. We closed our exercise ring. Hey, let's go. 63 minutes. I'm about to. I'm actually about to get in the shower real quick. Then I'm gonna cook me a nice breakfast. A nice.
Okay, y'all, we got mushrooms, spinach with some cheese and eggs, some cucumbers, some smoked salmon and avocado, and I'm gonna have a grapefruit after I eat this. One of my favorite rituals that I've started and have been doing consistently for months now, and I love that for me because, yes, girl, you better show up for yourself. But every Friday, I have a Venus. It's Venus Friday. I'll tell you a little bit about that in a second. But every Friday, I have a self care block where, I choose either a foot soak, a bubble bath, um, or something like that that's catered to my body. Sometimes, both. I relax. I make me a homemade face mask. I get me some tea, or I make me a mocktail. But it's essentially like a spa day. Like, I have me a whole spa session in honor of it being Venus Day. And the reason why I do it on Fridays is, like I said, um, Friday is ruled by the planet Venus, which represents love, beauty, pleasure, and the sacred relationship we have with ourselves. This is not about perfection. This is not about trying to make it look pretty or make it look aesthetically pleasing. I'm simply just romanticizing the fact that I get to slow down and I get to love on myself and I get to create these moments. I feel like we're always looking for the glitz and glam, but you have to first plant those seeds. You know what I mean? Like, use what you can so that when, things do clear up, you're able to just go but still have options. You know what I mean? Like, you got options. Are you going to go to the spa, the esthetician this week, or are you going to kick back at home and do your own face mask because you already know how to do it and maybe you don't got time to book one? Because, we live in a life of our dreams. My bad, y'all. All in all, I'm just saying it's important to take time to honor your softness in a world that constantly asks us to be so hard. Like, I definitely grew up in a home. I grew up with a mom, a single mom, hardworking mom, independent black woman. And crying to her was like the end of the world. Like, she did not like when I cried. Um, she was definitely one of those moms that hush up before I give you something to cry for. Little did she know, baby, you already did. You hurt my feelings, and then I feel that I feel your feelings too.
Just trying to get the shot, man. I love you guys.
If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so. And welcome, family. And if you want to take it further beyond the algorithm, subscribe to my email list by clicking the bell in my beacons link and entering your email. All right, y'all. So this is what my self-care days consist of. For now, I do home spas. Um, I do have some massages booked for. Anywho, we're gonna talk about now. Excuse me, confirmation burp. I got my face mask. I have my eye cover. I'm letting it cool defrost a little bit. I have for my snack, I have my grapefruit, and I use the rest of the yogurt from the face mask. I put some honey, chia seeds, and some oats in here. For my snack, I have my tea. This is the Full Moon Bloom. If you guys are interested in what's in it, let me know. Cause matter of fact, I'm gonna make sure I include it in the email listing. It's really good. So make sure you subscribe to that. But I have my tools in here. I have a brush. I'm happy I seen that. I gotta go get my brush. But I just wanted to show y'all what it consists of. I do bubble baths, foot soaks, and all different types of things. Last week, the week before last, I did a hair mask, and it was so dope. I made a homemade the Cardi B mask. I made the Cardi B mask, and I loved it. But yeah, I just wanted to show y'all. In the near future, I'll do a like full spa self-care day, taking y'all through everything. But as my energy is calling me in and to Wusa, because I am on my cycle, so I want to respect myself and my body. So yeah, about to have my self-care Venus love ritual that I do on Fridays, and I will talk to y'all. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
I'm sitting over here working on getting my sales page up and ready to go. And I'm like, let me check my YouTube video because I scheduled it for 222, but I wanted to try something different, so I did a premiere. And y'all, it's a whole countdown. Like, oh my goodness. This is so cool. What?
Peace, love, and abundance, y'all. It's your girl, Sister Soul, with 2 A's, Cosmic Support Goddess. And welcome back, y'all. We are about to spring the fuck forward. Oops. Welcome back, welcome back. I'm happy to be back. Hey, yes, round of applause. We are springing forward, guys.
Okay, so we just left Ross. We're now in Marshall's. I got body wash. I got me some eye pads, patches, and I was looking for a journal. That's what we're in Marshall's for, a journal, because my last entry in the journal I have now will be tomorrow, y'all, and I finished another morning page journal. Like, these are literally going to be made into books. They're already books. Like, how cool is that? But yeah, y'all, about to find me a journal, and then I'm actually going to stop and have a seat and enjoy outside before I get back to the house. We're at 1.11 miles. It would have been more than that, but I turned it off while I was in Ross, so I didn't feel rushed to keep moving around, and I'm about to turn it off again. But I also know I'm gonna connect my headphones. I'm gonna connect the microphone after I leave here, but I need to use the restroom because before I start walking and moving around. But y'all, I was gonna say, looking around and seeing all this stuff that I want to buy is very good for me because I always can find something to buy. But it's not even that. I've been wanting to upgrade everything, especially my clothes. Like, all my stuff is super big now. Gratitude to my wellness journey. Hey. But all my stuff is bigger now, and it's time for a new wardrobe. But I also know I am moving, and I'm getting rid of stuff, so I'm being very mindful of how much new stuff I buy. Like, I've been buying clothes here and there, but I haven't been buying, like, doing big shopping sprees and stuff like I used to do. Like, I think within this past month, I've spent maybe like these past 3 months, January, February, and March, I may have spent maybe $150 on clothes, if that, and I haven't bought any shoes or anything. So yeah, like I'm laying low, I'm being patient. This is what they mean when they say just like lay low. Like everything is everything. Ain't nobody worried about nothing, for real, for real. But I am excited to go shopping. I'm excited to redo my wardrobe. All I've been doing really is sketching ideas, making my mood boards, and preparing. Like when you're in the season of waiting, not even waiting, but when God has you in the season of the in between, where you close out cycles and seasons of your life, and you're in the midst of transitioning into the new, just find ways to be grateful. You know, don't be so caught up on what you don't see. Be grateful for everything you do see, because that's where the true abundance is. And you are already abundance. Your existence is abundant as is. So everything else is just a reflection of your internal abundance. Okay? Okay. Now I'm gonna use the restroom, and then we're gonna get out of here, finish getting our steps in.
So y'all, it actually looked like we got some clouds passing. It's not supposed to rain yet, but also, who am I to tell Mother Gaia what she's supposed to do? Who am I to tell the sky not to rain when they want to rain? Who the fuck says the app actually always is accurate? So, with that being said, oh, there go the train, y'all. Fun fact, I love riding the train. Like, oh my goodness, it's so fun to me. I don't know why. I actually want to do the train around the country. Travel, do the train ride. You know, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. But uh-oh. But yes, I'm saying that to say there's a lot of life to live. Anywho, I wanted to just have a sit down and talk to y'all. Honestly, hold on. Look how beautiful she is. Like, look at that. Like, oh my goodness. But yeah, I really wanted to sit down because, like, as far as when it comes to, you know, wellness and just being intentional about, you know, your journey and where you are and accepting yourself for who you are, it all starts to fall into place. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that you need extra outside of you. Okay? And sometimes I know that can feel like a cliche thing to say, but it's the truth. And that's why it's so important to go back and go back over your beliefs. Like, what are some beliefs that are not even your own, that you've grown up, you know, keeping going, but deep down inside, it don't even resonate with you. It don't resonate with your being and who you are and who you're becoming. And it actually causes a lot of confusion. And that's okay. Accept that confusion for what it is. But when it comes to your wellness, mind, body, soul is all connected, babe. It is. It is. When you elevate in one, you automatically elevate in another. When you slacken on one, it starts to bleed into the rest of them. It is all connected. Everything in life is connected. We are all connected to the same being, the same source, the one source. So when you're taking care of your body, when you're taking care of your temple, you know, your altar, your body's your first altar. And so you must show up like that in the best ways you can. I know how it feels to get off late from work, still want to go to the gym, and then have to be up by 3:30, and then getting off of work, and then maybe going to another job and doing hair. Like, I know how this shit go. I was in the military, literally in the military, and working at Taco Bell because they was messing up my checks, and doing hair and Instacarting, doing whatever I could. I was even grinding in the Navy, y'all. Like, this shit been in me. This shit been in you. This shit is in you, not on you, dog. And that's why I believe in myself so much, because even when I was going through so much and I was carrying that weight on my own, even when I wasn't living the life, you know, living in my truth fully, I still was protected. I still was guided. I still had faith. My faith wasn't all gone, but a lot of chaos going on in here. And so my external world looked the same. I was trying to run from
doing the work. And when I say doing the work, I knew I wanted a better life. I knew the life that I seen for myself was real. And guess what? Because I knew that vision was real, because I have faith, that means I had to set myself up for exactly what I envisioned. I had to learn how to transmute and alchemize every part of my journey and realize, like, damn, that shit really was just preparation. Me feeling like I'm going to be on stages and singing and making my music and holding these groups and curating these groups and hosting events. And I know this stuff has been embedded in me since I was a kid. I've been performing since I was a kid. Even in the military, I still try to perform as much as I could through whatever I could do. I'm going out, I'm dancing all night. I'm dancing everywhere I go. I'm singing all the time. I'm rapping. I'm the first one to say put on the instrumental. But all in all, what I'm saying is this shit is in you already. It's already within you. I'm not teaching you anything you don't know. I'm just something that I set an intention to is to create a space and to be someone that can speak up about these things and can share all that she's learned through her journey, all that she's learned through reading, and all this time that I've taken for myself to better myself, to grow, so that I can show up as the person that I envisioned, that has the life of my dreams. It's more, it's so much more to just changing how you look. Because as I said, it's all connected. And womb wellness helped me do that. Womb wellness definitely helped me return home to myself. And I did it alone. And it was a journey, okay? It was a journey. It really was. And I'm grateful for it, because now I am excited to finally release something that I've been working on. I'm finally able to provide this for people just because I believed in myself. And I'm watching my dreams come true. I'm literally watching my dreams unfold as I am actually doing the work to make sure they unfold, if that makes sense. Like, I'm showing up and I'm watching my life unfold at the same time. You know, I'm living it and I'm seeing it. You know, I'm aware that it's shifting and it's so beautiful. Like, so I did make a intro to the womb free guide for you guys. It's in the link in bio. It's linked in the Beacons link, my website. Put your email in there and you'll be able to receive the intro to the womb. Okay, it's going to teach you about the 4 different phases and give you an intro, like an introduction, the 4 different phases, what they are, you know, what helps, what some things to do, some different tips, just to get you started. You get what I'm saying? And if you've already started, that's beautiful. I would still suggest you go check it out, because why not? You know, why not? We love to learn, and we're always learning. We're always a student. We're teachers too, but we're still students to life. Um, so if it aligns with you, go ahead and check that intro to the womb free PDF out in the bio. All you got to do is put your email in there, and you're good to go. From me to you, from God to you, because I am the vessel, but that's for you so you can learn. And if you want to go deeper, you'll know what to do, because guess what? That's also in there. But I genuinely love y'all. This has been a beautiful week. Week 1 of Body Recomp. Although, you know, I was on my cycle and it came a little early, you know, thanks to the lunar eclipse. I love that. Love that for me. But yeah, it was still a beautiful week. You know, I felt like I was able to share everything that I was led to share. Even with me, you know, I was able to see how I felt with recording and checking in on my energy. So it was a really good way to start, you know, getting back in the field and starting something new. 444 on the clock. As far as Body Recomp and shining my light. But I love you guys. I'm about to go ahead and finish my walk. find me a place over here to sit. Buckhead is a beautiful area, y'all. I absolutely love Buckhead. It's been beautiful staying over here. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Well, the next video. It is your girl, Sister Soul, the cosmic euphoric goddess. And we are out.